Hugh. Welcome back our channel, and today, as all of you know, we are going to review the movie, and today's movie is Real Estate that came in 2011. So let's do its full movie review, and let's talk about its facts. So let's start with introduction. Real Estate is a science fiction sports drama directed by Sean Levy, set in a near future where human boxers have been replaced by giant programmable fight robots combining action, emotion, and a nostalgic note to 1980s robot comedy. The film explores themes of father-son relationship, redemption, and the enduring appeal of competition. If we talk about steering and Hugh Jackman as Charlie Canton, the film blends high-octane robot battles with heartfelt storytelling, making it a unique blend of sci-fi and family drama. And if we talk about plot summary, set in 2020, real estate depicts a world where boxing has been replaced by robot fighting. Charlie Canton is a former boxer who now makes a living by managing and piloting robots in underground fights. His cynically irresponsible man estranged from his son Max Dakota Goyo, whom he abandoned, and when Charlie's ex-girlfriend dies, Max comes to live with him, and Charlie is forced to reconnect with his son. Charlie discovers that Max's mother secretly bought him a small obsolete robot named Atom. Initially dismissive, Charlie soon realizes Atom's potential and begins training him for the robot fight circuit. As they bond through training and shared struggle, Charlie and Max enters the world of robot boxing tournament. Their journey culminates in a final dramatic fight where Atom with Charlie and Max's teamwork faces off against a formidable opponent, symbolizing their reconciliation and renewed hope. And if we talk themes and analysis, let's firstly talk about father-son relationship. A central theme is the reconciliation between Charlie and Max. Their journey from estrangement to my mutual understanding echoes classic redemption stories, emphasizing the importance of family trust and second chance. And if we talk about nostalgic and humanity, despite the futuristic setting, real estate evokes nostalgia for boxing glory days of the 1980s. The film explores what makes us champion beyond technology and programming, highlighting human spirit, perseverance, and heart. And if we talk about technology and humanity, the film examines the relationship between human and machines, questioning whether technology can replace human passion, or if the true essence of competition lies in human emotion and ingenuity. If we talk about redemption and second chance, then Charlie's evolution from a reckless, irresponsible fighter to a caring father mirrors Atom's journey from an outdated robot to a champion symbolizing hope, growth, and the power of belief. If we talk about character analysis, Charlie Canton, Hugh Jackman, a former boxer turned robot trainer who seeks redemption and second chance at fatherhood. His rough exterior hides a caring heart as he bonds with Max and Atom. If we talk about Max Canton, Dakota Goyo, an intelligent, mature boy who yearns to father figure, his innocence, hope, and belief in Atom serve as the emotional core of the film. If we talk about Atom, an old discarded robot with a broken chassis but a resilient spirit, Atom symbolizes the overlooked, underestimated underdog embodying heart and potential. If we talk about Freud, Kevin Durant, Charlie's rival and fellow robot fighter, representing the ruthless, cutthroat side of the sport. And if we talk about Deborah Hope Davis, Charlie's ex-girlfriend and Max's mother, whose death motivates the story emotional stakes. And if we talk about production and technical aspects, director and creative vision, Sean Levy aimed to blend exhilarating robot combat with heartfelt family drama. The film's visual effect team used cutting-edge CGI to animate the robots, making them feel realistic and expressive. If we talk about visual effect and action sequence, the robot battles were a major focus, blending CGI with practical effect for realism. If we talk about robot design, combined sleek, futuristic aesthetic with a sense of fate and mechanical realism. If we talk about the final fight scene, is a highlight showcasing dynamic camera work, detailed choreography, and emotional stakes. Now let's talk about music and soundtrack. Sound design. The soundtrack features a mix of rock and electronic music, high-end the adrenaline of fight scene. The sound design emphasizes the metallic clench, wheels, and impact sound of the robots, immersing viewers in the action. If we talk about reception and box office, the film grossed over 300 million worldwide, making it a commercial success. And if we talk about critical reception, generally positive reviews praised Hugh Jackman's performance, the visual effects, and emotional depth. The critics appreciated the blend of action and heartfelt storytelling, though some noted predictable plot elements. If we talk about audience reaction, the film resonated with audience of all ages, especially those nostalgic for robotics, sports, and family stories. If we talk about interesting facts and trivia, by a short film, the film is loosely inspired by a short film called Chatbot and echoes themes from Rock M. Shock M. Robots. If we talk about Hugh Jackman's training, Jackman underwent extensive physical training to play the role of a boxer, including boxing lessons and stunt work. If we talk about robot design and creation, the robots were created through a combination of CGI and practical effect, with some robot operating by puppetries for certain shots. If we talk about old robot atom, the design of atoms, broken, battered look symbolizes resilience and underdog spirit. Its small size contrasts with its big heart. And if we talk about boxing and sports, film influence, the film pays homage to classic uh, boxing movies like Rocky and Raging Bull with its underdog story and emotional beats. If we talk about director Sean Levy, known for the film like Night at the Museum and Stranger Things, Levy aimed to craft a family-friendly spectacle with emotional depth. If we talk about musical score, the soundtrack features songs are from artists like the Offspring and Two Fighters, enhancing the film's energetic vibe. And if we talk about legacy and cultural impact, then real estate has become a beloved sci-fi sports classic, inspiring merchandise, video games, and even a stage adaptation. Its theme of perseverance and family continue to resonate. The film also contributed to popular culture's fascination with road combat, influencing subsequent media and entertainment. And if we talk about conclusion, real steel is a compelling blend of futuristic action and heartfelt storytelling. Uh, it reminds us of the enduring power of human emotion, the importance of second chance and that true champions are defined by their heart, not just their hardware. With spectacle, visual effect, memorable character, and universal themes, it remains an engaging film for audience of all ages. Now let's talk about more. Okay, now let's real still 2011 in the full movie review and the fascinating facts. Introduction: a futuristic fight for a hero with his heart. Real still is much more than a science fiction action film. It is a modern prequel about hope, redemption, and unbreakable bond between a father and his son, set in a near where future where technology has revolutionized boxing, replacing human fights with programmable autonomous rewards. The film explores the enduring human spirit amid technology domination. The film's premise taps into nostalgic elements of classic boxing movies like Rocky, while its integrated cutting-edge CGI and robotics technology to create exhilarating fight sequence as its core real is a heartfelt story of second chance, resilience, and discovering what truly makes a champion: heart, determination, and family. We talk about extensive plot work down and thematically. We talk about Act 1, the fall and the old guard. The story begins in 2020, a bleak landscape where boxing has been rendered obsolete by robot technology. Charlie Canton is down on his luck, former box who now, now makes a living managing and fighting robots. In another arena, he is reckless attitude and obsessed with the thrill of strange Charlie, reckless lifestyle and lack of emotional connection creates a barrier to genuine bonding in Max arrives. Charlie is initially dismissive, more interested in chasing fights than parenting. If we talk about Act 2, discovery and rebuilding, Max find an old Robert, uh, battered robot named Atom in a junkyard, an outdated, broken machine with a resilient spirit. Charlie dismisses Atom, but Max sees potential and convinces Charlie to train it for fights. This marks the beginning of their emotional journey as atoms, resilience, and bond they develop symbolize hope and the, the possibility of renewal. We talk about Charlie begins to discover his passion for boxing not as a fighter but as a mentor and protector. The relationship between Charlie and Max deepens, echoing themes of reconciliation, trust, and the rediscovery of genuine human connection. If we talk about the climax resolution as Atom advanced through the tournament circuit, Charlie and Max Bond is tested. They face formidable opponents, including the ruthless competitor Faraz Anthony Mackie and the final showdown against the reigning champion Midas. The fight is intense, showcasing innovative CGI, choreographed combat, and emotional stakes. The climax reveals that Atom's true strength isn't just in its mechanical part, but in its heart, its resilience, and the bond it shares with Charlie and Max. The final fight becomes symbolic of overcoming adversity, embracing hope, and the power of family. If we talk about deeper thematic analysis, the spirit of the underdog, if we talk about real estate, celebrates underdog robot dismissed as obsolete, a father who's lost his way in the boy. Seeking connection atoms small and battered embodies the archetype, proving that heart and perseverance shrink our superficial strength or advanced technology. If we talk about technology versus humanity, the famous laws whether technology can replace human passion, intuition, and spirit, while robots are formidable fighters. It's the human elements, emotion, improvisation, and love that give them meanings are a journey, emphasizes that machines may be powerful, but they lack the soul that makes a champion. If we talk about family and redemption, at its core, the story is about repairing fractured relationships. Charlie's redemption arc is driven by his desire to reconnect with Max and becomes a but better father. Max's innocence and hope inspire Charlie to see beyond material success and embrace emotional growth. Talk about nostalgia and cultural reflection. The film pays homage to classic boxing movies and robot toy culture, evoking nostalgia for fans of rock, shock, robots, and boxing roots of the past. It reflects a cultural longing for authenticity, grit, and heart in an increasingly digital world. If we talk about character deep dive and psychological portraits, if we talk about Charlie Clinton, Hugh Jackman, a flawed hero, cynical, reckless yet ultimately caring. His journey symbolizes England's last humanity amidst a mechanized future. His physicality and boxing backdrop give him authenticity, but his emotional guardedness creates obstacles. We talk about Max Canton, Dakota Goyo, a bright, optimistic boy who believes in hope and second chance. His innocence and unwavering belief in atoms serve as the emotional heartbeat. Max's character embodies resilience and faith in the underestimated. If we talk about Atom, an antiquated robot with a battered exterior but indomitable spirit, it designed in incorporates a sense of vulnerability, serious armor exposing firing, symbolizing resilience. Atom's evolution from discarded junk to champion embody the film's message that heart matters more than hardware. If we talk about supporting characters, Faraj Anthony Mackie, a ruthless, ambitious fighter who pushes Charlie and Max to their limits, representing cutthroat competition. Number of Hope Davis, Charlie's ex-girlfriend and Max's mother, whose death motivates Max and adds emotional weight. And if we talk about Colonel Kevin Durant, Charlie's rival and fellow robot fighter embodying greed and ruthless ambitions. If we talk about production and technical marvels, director's vision, Sean Levy aimed to craft a film that balances adrenaline fucking robot combat with heartfelt storytelling. His approach combined practical effect with CGI, emphasizing realism and emotional expression. Talk about visual effects and robot design. The CGI team used motion capture detail modeling and animation to breathe life into the robot. The sleek metallic design evoke a futuristic yet familiar aesthetic, resembling mechanical animals with expression. If we talk about platforms using its small size pattern, steep and expressive eyes make it relatable and endearing. If we talk about fight sequences, choreographed with dynamic camera angles, slow motion replay, and visual impact. Designs are a highlight of the film's technical achievement. If we talk about sound and music, the sound design emphasizes the metallic lines Years and impact sound immersing viewers in the robot fight. The soundtrack features energetic rock tracks from bands like Foo Fighters and sing highly the adrenaline and emotional stakes. And if we talk about box office and if we talk about behind the scene and fun facts, casting Leonardo DiCaprio as a cast after missing the hermit in the quick and that Glenda's was chosen for her emotional depth, film location primarily shot in Malibu, California, with some scenes in Long Beach, the sound stages. If we talk about music and soundtrack, the soundtrack was a combination blending alternative rock and cinematic use for a bit of a costume and designed to match Elizabeth and street fashion that tattoos, masks. If we talk about directors, William Herman's inspiration stemmed from pop art, punk and street culture, talk innovative technique, rapid editing, music camera, filtered and immersive tinted experience. Awards were not heavily decorated with awards, but received recognition arts groundbreaking style. If we talk about comparison and cinematic approach, traditional versus modern, unlike classic Disney, whether it's visually energetic and witty. If we talk about language and dialogue, preserves, express, and original text, making it poetic yet accessible. The visual style empty inspired aesthetics, effective urban landscape, toward legacy pioneering the modern age efforts to Shakespeare, influencing countless adaptations. If we talk about final reflection of enduring artistic trend, we talk about Ramya and Juliet more than an set instrument to creative, innovative, daring storytelling and cultural exchange. talk about box office and critical reception. Box office closed over 300 million worldwide, making it a commercial hit. And if we talk about critical response, generally positive praise Jackman's performance, visual effect, and emotional depth. Some critics noted predictable plot points but appreciated the film's heart. If we talk about audience impact, the film gained a dedicated fan base, especially among sci-fi swords and comedy. Audience inspiring merchandise, video games, and even a stage adaptation. We talk about interesting try and behind the scene facts. We talk about inspiration, the concept of inspiration from classic robots like rock, shock, and robot, and the idea of human machine competition. If we talk about how Jackman's preparation, Jackman trained in boxing instant up to portray Charlie convincing editing authenticity to fight scenes. If we talk about robot puppetry, some robots, especially during logical shows, were operated with practical puppetry and hand manipulations to enhance realism. We talk about music and sound. The energetic soundtrack was carefully selected to match the film's itinerary tone with original composition and licensed tracks. If we talk about film location, the film was shot across various locations including Toronto and Los Angeles with the fight arranged evocability and alarm vibe. If we talk about innovative CGI techniques, the film used advanced innovative CGI techniques. The filmmaker used advanced motion capture and animation techniques to improve expressive faces and front movement, making them more relatable and dynamic. We talk about cultural and legacy of it. Real estate has cemented itself as a modern classic, blending sky-high sports and Belvedere travel as themes of preservance and hope. Transcendence inspiring sequels, comic and video games. The film also contributed to popular culture fascination with robotic combat influence in subsequent media and entertainment. If we talk about conclusion, a timeless tale of art and real estate is an accelerating rollercoaster of action, emotion and nostalgia. It reminds us that beneath the metal and circuit life, the enduring human qualities of hope, resilience and ethics. If we talk about real estate 2011, the ultimate in-depth review and fact compilation. If we now introduction a glimpse into the future of humanity and machines, real still transforms universe to near future world where technology innovative has transformed the landscape of combat sports, shifting from human fighters to autonomous programs, robots. The film is an imagination blend of science fiction, sports drama, and heartfelt family storytelling set against the backdrop of creating and the love, fighting arenas, and high-tech robot combat. If we talk about directed by Sean Levy, he still is a nostalgic tribute to classic underdog stories like Rocky, reimagined with cutting-edge CG and robotics. It explores timeless themes, hope, redemption, resilience, and the enduring words of empathy and eternal infinity universe where machines fight for one. If we talk about comprehensive plot summary and narrative arc, if we talk about setting and context, the story unfolds in 2020 in the dystopian America where boxing has been replaced by knockout fighting. These shifts reflect social changes where human combatants have been replaced by machines used robots, arenas child filled with cheering crowds waiting and the spectacle of technological battles. To talk about the main character and initial conflict, Charlie continues Jackman for boxing. Champion turns swimming robot running fast with a reckless, pragmatic man who lives for the thrill of robot fight but is extreme from Eastern pragmatic man who lives for the thrill of robot fight but is estranged from his attitude is cynical, driven by greed, pride, and desire to recapture past glory. If we talk about Max Canton, Dakota, an intelligent, optimistic young boy who has lost his mother and is seeking stability and electronics. Max and hope contrasts sharply with Charlie's hated outlook. The initial conflict revolves around Charlie's neglect of his responsibilities and his reckless pursuit of robot as Max arrives unexpectedly after his mother's death, creating tension but also planting themes for emotional growth. To talk about the fall of the old champion, sadly, life revolves around illegal underground fights, risking everything far from it. Big money is about ambition, formidable but aging partner is neglected. Next is evident he is more concerned with the next fight than nurturing his relationship with his son. Max, feeling overwhelmed and or better about discarding some car despite appearance and broken heart. Max believe in its potential, so decided atom obsolete and useless, but Max's conviction sparks the wagon of years journey to the benefit of the world. Act 2 Rebuilding and Mourning with Max's insistence, silencing atom begins running automation. The robot's capabilities are limited, but its resilience and the command developed fitness inspires Charlie to re-evaluate what truly makes a winner. This section explores themes of hope, second chances, and importance of human or robotic spirit. Charlie reconnects with his son, sharing moments of humor, frustration, and joy. The relationship deepens as they work together with Atom, gradually improving on their child care. Without the tournament and final battle, Atom's progression through the tournament circuit culminates in climatic showdown against the reigning champion. Without the fight is intense, satisfactory CGI effect builds the slow motion sequence, emphasizing impact and emotions. In the 5 minutes, Atom powered by its indomitable hard defense, expectation, Charlie and Christina, trust and belief culmination in Atom's victory, symbolizing that genuine strength comes from within, not just advanced technology. We talk about ending and resolution. The film concludes with Charlie, Max, and Atom celebrating their victory, having reckless fighter to a responsible, caring father underscores the film's central message: hope and love can triumph over despair and technological dominance. Without in-depth theme. If we talk about the power of hope and resilience, we still emphasizes that even for by machines and commercial spectacle, hope remains a vital human trait. It does not achieve another status similar to resilience to experience and heart can overcome the hope to the family redemption. The narrative arc of Charlie and Max highlights the importance of family forgiveness and second chances. Charlie's journey from neglected father to caring protect somebody's redemption become a classic theme that it's never too late to change. The protagonist as a unbiased, so the film proves whether machines can truly replace human passion and roles so powerful and efficient. They lack emotional depth that makes human competition meaningful. The movie proves that technology enhances but can't replace authentic human qualities like knowledge, institution, and compromisation. If we talk about nostalgia and cultural reflection, elegant and complex integral part of this thrill seeker Kelly father is past as the works itself infused his obsession with work-life vertical emotional guardedness keeps him distant from others. His transformation is driven by love for nature and ultimately realizing that true victory lies in and if it all works can turn appreciates is as fueled by memories of innocence. His unlimited potential symbolizes resilience and faith in her underdog. Max's maturity and wisdom often serve as the emotional anchor of the story. If we talk about Atom and whole better trouble with a script exterior button, resident spirit. Its design combines mechanical units with expression feature large expressive eyes and better says better chases evoke empathy. It items evolution from discarded sound to champion demonstrates the importance of hard overhauling. Fit over supporting cast and villains, Perez and Thomaki, a ruthless, ambitious robot fighter moving toward his screen cutthroat competition. Edward Gunner, Kevin Durant, Charlie is rival and symbol of the ruthless profit. Driven side of the sport, a bit of Deborah Hope Davis. Charlie's ex-girlfriend and Max's mother whose death had emotionally and motives benefit of production insight and technical mastery. It director's artistic vision from device shot to balance a thrilling robot combat sequence with emotional storytelling. His approach combines practical effects, CGI, and motion capture to create realistic, expressive robots capable of conveying benefit of both visual effects and robotic release. The CGI team used cutting-edge technology to animate achieved through a combination of CGI and practical effect, emphasizing its resilience and underdog status. If we talk about fight scenes, the choreographed battles are dynamic, visuals, and visuality. History with camera and slow motion sequence are giving impact. We talk about sound and musical score, the soundtrack design emphasizing metallic claims, words, and impacts immersion moves. Comment the soundtrack features energetic strong sound that elevate adrenaline and emotional peaks, carefully curated to match the film's tone. If we talk about filming location and production challenges, filming took place in Toronto and Los Angeles with elaborate set designs for the fight arenas and training facilities. The production team faced challenges in seamlessly integrating CGI robots with live action footage to maintain realism. If we talk about box office and critical reception, financial success, the film grossed over 300 million globally, demonstrating widespread appeal across Asia. Toward critical film critics praised Hugh Jackman's performance as the innovative visual effects and the emotional depth. Some critics mentioned predictably weak performance, but overall the film was well received. If we talk about audience impact, the film cultivated a dedicated following, inspiring merchandise, video games, and discussion about robotic and AI. We talk about interesting trivia and behind the scene facts, inspiration, and cultural roots. The concept to having toy robots like rock and sock and robots and robot combat competition. To half Jackman's variation, Jackman trained extension in boxing, stunt weapons, physical fitness to convincing portrait Charlie's fighting roles fit of practical effect and puppetry. Some robot sequence involve puppeteers and animatronics to enhance realism, especially during close-up shots. We talk about music and sound design. The soundtracks, energetic tracks were selected to match the film A trendline view told with original composition and licensed music. If we talk about innovative CGI techniques, the team used advanced motion captures and animation to give storyboards expressive faces and to convey emotion and actually robotic voice and expression, subtle facial movements, vocalization were added to give purpose. Lots of personality making items expression eyes iconic adapted about cultural and legacy significance. It still has left a lasting mark as a modern sci-fi sports film inspiring sequels, comic and stage adaptation itself. Universal themes of hope, perseverance, and family continue to resonate. The film also contributed to the popular fascination with robotics and AI influencing future entertainment and technological decisions. We talk about extended reflection and philosophical questions. What makes a champion the film challenges the notion that strength and technological alone define greatness, emphasizing art, spirit, and perseverance. Can machine replace human emotions? When robots can be programmed for precision and power, film suggests that human qualities, emotional improvisation, are irreplaceable. What is the future of sports and entertainment? Will still permits used to consider how technology will shape the future of competition and whether and role of a sport can survive in a world dominated by AI. We talk about final thought and enduring appeal on real estate. Real estate stand out as visual stirring, emotional, compelling from their presences. I often with heartfelt storytelling itself, testament to the idea that no matter how advanced our advanced our machines become, the human heart remains the most powerful force of all. Its message of hope, resilience, and family makes it timeless, appealing to audience of all ages. The film's groundbreaking Feel chaos combined with its universal themes ensure its place as a modern classic sci-fi and sports. If we talk about more, Trustworthy is still 2011 between TV just in-depth analysis and fact compilation. Talk about introduction, begin after future where machines fight for humanities. So real still easy activities yes, world that reflects both our technological ambitions and social identity. Imagines a universe where the particulate eclipse human fighting transform brutal sport and high-tech spectacle, yet beneath the gleaming metallic surface lies a profound exploration humor, emotional resilience, and the enduring power of families' bonds are read by Swan Devi. The film masterfully combines cutting-edge visual effects, compelling storytelling, and nostalgic elements to create a multi-layered experience. It's a story about second chances, about finding the heart in the most unlikely place, and about the timeless quest for redemption. If we talk about friendship, not breakdown and attestation, let's first talk about setting and environment building. The film's universe is a near future dystopia where automation and AI have revolutionized sports. The boxing ring has been replaced by robot arenas where programmable machines battle in brutal competition. These events attract millions of viewers, acting and subcultural of underground fights for those seeking thrill outside the mainstream. This setting serves as a canvas for exploring themes of obsolescence, innovation, and the human spirit, resilience in mechanized world. If we talk about main character and their evolution, if we talk about Charlie Canton, Hugh, Jackman, once a celebrated boxing champion, now a reckless, down on his luck robot trainer and fighter. His obsession with thrill of robot combat is driven by a desire to recapture past glory, masking deeper insecurities and regrets. If we talk about Max Thunder, Dakota was a perceived intelligent boy who has lost his mother and seeks stability, purpose, and love. Max is unwavering optimism and belief in that of potential serve as the emotional core of destiny. It is a term an outdated battered robot initially dismissed as useless but possessing a resilient spirit and heart at Dawn's transformation symbolizes hope, perseverance, and the idea that true strength is lies within. Without our narrative arc and keep your points. If you target Act 1, the fall of a champion, if it onwards Charles' life is characterized by a underground robot fight, depth and neglect of his son Max, Peter Howard makes arise unexpectedly after his mother's death, seeking stability and a father figure. Peter Howard Charlie's initial dismissive towards Max and attempts at the stage for emotional growth. If it were rebirth and metamorph, Max's discovery of atoms sparks a journey of hope and redemption. If it were training atom and facing setbacks, Stephen, Charlie, and Max's bond. The duo begins to believe in atom potential as a fighter and as symbol of their renewed relationship. We talk about the climactic tournament. Atom advance through fierce competition, culminating in a final showdown against the reigning champion Midas. The fight sequence are choreographed with visual effect, blending CGI and practical effect. Our attempts, unlike Lintree, signifies the trim of heart of hardware and Charlie and Max discover the importance of family and perseverance. If we talk about resolution, the film concludes with the Charlie embracing his role as a father and protector. We talk about attempts victory underscore the two champions are defined by heart and resilience, not just technology. If we talk about deep thematic analysis and philosophical dimension, the underdog's dreamwork adoption as an absolute battered robot becoming a champion optimizes the underdog narrative and affirmation that persistence and heart can defy expectation. It resonates with the viewer in it desire to see the unlikely succeed, avoid humanity versus technology, the film thoughtful problem making machines eventually replace human qualities while robots are efficient and powerful, they lack emotional depth. Research suggests that technology should serve to enhance human spirit, not replace it. If we talk about redemption and second chance, Charlie's arc from a reckless fighter to a richer, if we talk about redemption and second chances, Charlie's arc from reckless fighter to responsible father embodies hope and redemption. The story emphasizes that it's never too late to change and that love and responsibility can transform the world. Next access unwavering faith in eternal is the importance of human trust and furtherance. The narrative knowledge and strength is rooted in emotional bonds. If we talk about nostalgia and cultural reflection, the film tapped into childhood nostalgia for robot toys and classic boxing movies, blending them with futuristic elements. It reflects social fascination and anxieties about AI, automation, and what it means to truly human. If we talk about character deep dive and psychological portraits, if we talk about Charlie Hampton, the Lord Hugh, his bravado and reckless bravado mask a deeper desire for respect and connection. His journey involves confronting his past failure and embracing responsibility. His transformation underscores the idea that true strength comes from love, not rebellion. We talk about Max Canton, the innocent optimist. He is a maturity surprise. He is years driven by loss and hope. Max is unwavering faith in atoms symbolizes resilience and belief that even that pattern can trim his relationship with Charlie is a catalyst for Charlie's redemption toward more than a machine. A better exterior and expression, eyes work empathy, attempts evolution from discarded sound to champion reflect the movie's core message that art and presence matter more than appearance or hardware. The robot's resilience is a mirror of human resilience. If we talk about supporting characters and villains, Faraz, Anthony Mackie, a ruthless, ambitious robot fighter who embodies brilliant, cutthroat competition. Whether their stories are representing the darker side of this sport, profiting ruthlessness. If we talk about development, there is ex-girlfriend and Max's mother, whose death adds emotional weight and motivate Max's support. If we talk about behind the scene and technical knowledge, directors' artistic vision and approach, Swan Levy shot to craft a film that balanced visuals, action, emotion, depth, and visual spectacles. He emphasized the importance of creating robots capable of expressive emotions and facial expressions blending CGI with practical effects. And if we talk about visual effect and robot design, cutting-edge CGI techniques brought robots to life with realistic movements and expression. The design of Atom combined a patterned, scrappy appearance with expressive eyes, making it relatable and Indian. So this was the review of this movie Real Steel, and I hope you enjoy it. I hope you like it. And if there was no mistake in this video, then I apologize for it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. We'll meet on next video. Goodbye.